Well, we knew that heads had to roll for what he done. Jussie Smollett sentenced to 150 days in jail in attack hoax case. Um, I'm not going to go over it all again because, like, you know what happened to uh, large Nigerian Trump supporters. Allegedly put a noose around his neck and covered him in bleach, and then Jussie was still waiting with the noose around his neck. Yeah. US actor Jussie Smollett has been sentenced to 150 days in jail after a jury found he lied to police about being the victim of a hate crime. And prison's a bad place to be for a man called Jussie. The former Empire star 39 was found guilty in December of charges of felony disorderly conduct after making false reports about the hoax attack. The sentence also includes 30 months of probation, I think it was felony probation, and $145,000 or £110,000 in restitution and fines. Following the sentence, Smollett said, "I did not do this." You kind of did, man. Like we knew since all the facts started coming out. I mean, even when we first heard about the attack, everyone was kind of, hmm, you know, Ammons were activated. The trial stemmed from an incident 3 years ago when Smollett said he was attacked by two assailants. The actor, who is black and gay, said the attackers shouted slurs at him and a Trump slogan, dumped a chemical substance on him, and tied a noose around his neck while he was walking late at night in January 2019. Authorities opened an investigation, but in February of that year, police charged Smollett with filing a false police report alleging he had staged the assault because I think he was out at like 3 in the morning and he was going to Subway when it was like minus 14 outside or something like that. And it was kind of like, yeah, yeah. At trial last year, a jury of 6 men and 6 women heard from brothers Abimbola and Olabinjo Osundairo, who testified Smollett paid them to orchestrate the attack and paid them $3,500 to carry it out. Smollett faced up to 3 years in prison for each of the 5 counts. The first 150 days of his probation will be spent in custody, beginning immediately. He must also pay $120,000, $120,106 in restitution to the city of Chicago and $25,000 in fines, the maximum allowable by law. Throughout the trial, Smollett maintained that he had been the victim of a crime. In court on Thursday, his defence team asked that the case be thrown out or declared a mistrial, citing a previous prosecutor's 2019 promise to drop the charges. Prosecutors characterised the effort as finger pointing and scapegoating. Uh, Additionally, the judge heard from several witnesses who testified on Smollett's behalf in a bid for leniency. Letters were also read from the likes of civil rights leader Jesse Jackson, the king of the black people, for people that don't know, and actor Samuel L. Jackson. Oh, come on, Samuel. Come on. I mean, it's pretty obvious that he fucking faked it, man. I mean, the evidence was all there. Jussie should not be incarcerated, his brother Joe said. He is not a threat to the people of Illinois. A victim impact statement on behalf of the Chicago Police Department read in court. Imagine the Chicago Police being a victim. Said police officers had committed more than 30 officers to the investigation, spread over 1,426 regular hours and 1,837 overtime hours. They had interviewed dozens of witnesses, watched thousands of hours of surveillance videos, and gone door to door during Chicago's polar vortex, one of the coldest periods in the city's history. It said, like I said, it was, yeah, like it was really, really cold. So everyone was like to just say, why were you out in like minus 14 weather at 3 in the morning to go and get a Subway? And then when the police came, you still had the noose around. I mean, if someone did that to me, as soon as the guys ran away, I would have been like, get this the fuck off me. But even like about an hour later or something, Jussie's still sitting in his house with the noose around his neck, that was a bit weird. That was a bit strange. They had interviewed dozens of witnesses, watched thousands of hours of surveillance videos, and gone door to. Oh, in fact, I've just read that. Judge James Lynn repeatedly addressed Smollett directly and noted that the unprecedented media attention the case attracted is usually reserved for murder cases, but obviously in this case it was because he was a big famous black gay actor and it was terrible and everybody, like, so many people were believing him, but then a lot of people were kind of like, nah, something doesn't add up here. There is nothing that I can do here today that can come close to the damage you've already done to your own life, Mr. Lynn told Smollett. Yeah, Smollett's He is never getting hired or cast in anything again. I will genuinely be surprised if he gets cast in anything ever again. You've turned your life upside down by your conduct and shenanigans. You're just a charlatan pretending to be a victim of a hate crime, and that's shameful, Mr. Lynn later added. Following the sentencing, Smollett left the courtroom with a raised fist and exclaimed, "I am innocent and I am not suicidal." Right, right, right. That was that was one of the like parts of the case, right? Where as he's getting led out, he just kept going, "I am not suicidal. I am not suicidal. If anything happens to me in there, I did not do it. I did not do it. I am not suicidal." Right? Okay, you're not Epstein, right? Unless you have a little black book of a bunch of famous people being nonces, I think you'll be all right. I think you'll be all right. Although as okay as a gay man called Jussie can be going into prison, and I think he's going into Cook County. I think he's going into Cook County Jail, which is yeah, it's not a great place. If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of Black Americans in this country for over 400 years and the fears of the LGBT community. He said, but I did not do this. Smollett's acting career stalled after the incident. He lost his role as a singer-songwriter in the final season of Empire, a Fox television hip-hop drama. And then that is the end of the article, is it? Yes, it is. Okay. So, as far as it goes now, a lot of people were saying that the roots of the case are because of a current social shift that is happening where we reward, embrace, and put victims up on a pedestal, right? Victimhood is now a very like trendy thing to have because if you are a victim of anything, it means you get stuff. It means you get support, you get activist groups, you get laws passed in your favor, you get all kinds of media and everybody coming out to support you, and most importantly, sometimes you get fucking money. And that is just the type of society that we've created where it's now a good thing to be a victim because it makes your life a little bit easier. Not in every aspect. Not in every aspect. There are some people who are victims who've got horrible fucking lives because of the things that they've been a victim of. I'm just saying that in the clout zone, for lack of a better term, being a victim, is pretty fucking beneficial. And it also means that if you ever get criticised or attacked for any of your actions, then you can use that as a shield. So, for example, one of the things that Jussie would do all the time is people are only doing this because I'm black, people are only doing this because I'm gay and everything, holding up those little identity shields, as they're called, which they think that which means that they. Sorry, I'm totally stammering. It's late. Which they think means that they should be shielded from any and all criticism of their actions. Basically, just because I'm black, just because I'm gay, just because I'm trans, just because I'm blah, 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 it means that you should just accept all of my actions. Well, no, when your actions are shitty, we're still going to point them out. And in this case, it has completely delegitimized many claims of hate crimes because it is turning out that a lot of hate crimes are being faked, right? It is happening. Not all of them, okay? There will be some genuine hate crimes happening. However, it makes it a lot harder for people to believe when stuff like this happens. Right, so what Jussie did, see if it was real, right? If Jussie actually did go out, two guys actually did assault him and poured bleach. I think it was bleach. They found out what it was. Poured bleach on him and fucking put a noose around his neck. Then, if that was real and that actually did happen, then those two guys should go to jail, 100%. No ifs or buts, right? That was an illegal act and they should go to jail. However, in this case, there was a lot of evidence that proved, pretty much proved beyond reasonable doubt that Jussie faked the entire thing. And some people say it was because there was a lull in his career. He didn't think he was going to get recast and stuff, so he had to make a little bit of hubbub around his name so that he could get his name out there and back into the papers. Which, I mean, I've managed to get past that, man. I like the fact that I'm not in the papers anymore. This is, believe it or not, despite having like 900 odd thousand subscribers on YouTube, this is the quiet part. I like the quiet part where I just get to sit and make videos and I don't have media fucking harassing me all the time. This is good. I like this. But Jussie seemed to want to do it because, like I said, you get a lot of rewards for being a victim. And he's paid the price for it. But however, I think 150 days in Cook County Jail for a man called Jussie. Yeah. His farts will never make a sound again.